Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Planet for Tech. I hope you all are doing great and learning lots by watching all the continuous episode of the series Laravel Beginner to Master. So guys, till now we have completed 12 episode of this series and today in the 13th episode I am going to describe you the new concept that is custom login and register page can say custom login and register module in the Laravel 9.x. So today we are going to understand like how we can create the custom login and registration page for the Laravel 9.x. So let's start. So first of all, I am going to create new Laravel application so that we can check it from initially, like how it works there. So for that, I am going to create new Laravel application right now. So guys, globally I have installed the Laravel in my device, so I don't need to write the complete command. So I can create it with the help of short command like Laravel new and the name of the project custom login. So you can see here, so it is just started creating the new Laravel project. Now it will take a few minutes. So after that we can see the custom login, how we can work on that. So here you can see this is installing and this much percentage it is completed. Now I'm going to show you. Here you can see it is installed successfully. Now to run this Laravel application, we have to go inside the project. So cd and as you know, like we need to write PHP artisan serve to start this server. Now it is started. So you can see we are able to see the first welcome screen of the Laravel project. So till now we have successfully installed the Laravel 9, created the new project. Now we are going to see how we can create the custom login and then after how we can create custom register page. So guys, to create the custom login, we need few things. I'm going to make a list of those things. Then after we will start creating those things one by one. So what we need one controller and user model. So this user model we don't need to create because when we will install the migrate command, when we will run the first time migrate command, so Laravel basically gives us this user table and we can work who use that one. So this user model we don't need to create. Laravel will provide us. And then after we need one view phase, login view, and obviously we want some routing. So route mapping you can say this all we have to create. So for login page, this much only we have to do one by one. So that we are going to start. So first of all, let me create the database. Let me connect my application with database. So guys, I'm going to create a new database here. You can see Laravel custom login. So this database I'm just created. You can take other name as well. And let me make it as a default. Yes, I am using the DB ever instead of the PHP MyAdmin because PHP MyAdmin depends on the PHP version and this DB ever is more light than PHP MyAdmin. So it is my recommendation for all to use the DB ever than PHP MyAdmin. Now you can see, so we have created the database, but in this database we don't have any tables. You can see here right now we don't have any table. Now going to provide now going to connect this database with my Laravel application. So here you can see, so in this there is a one .env file. So in the .env file we have to give the detail of the database. So the database name is custom Laravel, sorry, Laravel custom login. The username is root and the password is blank for me. Now going to run the migration command so that uh, it can create the basic tables needed for the authentication purpose. So you can see here in the database folder there is a one migration folder. So in that migration, by default Laravel gives us 4 migration file. So these 4 migration files are related for the authentication purpose only. So these migrations are just create a table, user table, password reset table, failed job table, and create personal access token table. So these 4 tables it creates when we run the migrate command first time in a new Laravel project. Now going to do that. So let me stop the current running server. Now PHP artisan migrate. So guys, you can see this is very common issue everyone face when first time they install the Laravel application and run the migrate command. You can see here it is showing some error. What is this? So there is some specified key was too long, max key length is 100 bytes. So this is very common error, everyone face this. So we have to fix it. So how we can fix it? So there are two steps you have to apply. The first one it is saying like user email unique, it must be less than 100 bytes. So let me show you this migration file where this is mentioned. So obviously you will find this in the create user table. You can see create user table is failed. It is showing means the first migration is not yet successfully run. That is why we are getting this error. Now let's fix this error first. So guys, you can see here in the migration create user table, we have email ID, email as a column, but it is defined as a unique. So if we are defining something as a unique, so don't forget to give the length limit for that. So I'm going to give the length like email is you can say 100 characters. So this is the first point what we have to do for this issue. And the second point, we have to change the database engine to InnoDB. So I am going to do that. So for that, we have to go in the config folder, and in the config folder, you will find database.php. So in the database PHP, you can see there are lots of database connections, but we have to work on the MySQL connection. So this one is the MySQL connection. So here you can see the engine is showing as null, so we have to update it by InnoDB. So this way guys we have to do this two changes. The first one here we have to give the limit, or you can say the size for the particular unique key. This is the first point, and the second point is we have to set engine as the InnoDB. So after applying these two changes, let's see is it fixed or not. Going to show you. Again it is showing the same error, means let's see. So now you can see that issue was fixed, but it is saying like this table is already exists. So let me remove this previous run migration. So to remove the already run migration, we have to pass migrate rollback, or else migrate refresh you can use, because first time we are running, that is why you can use the fresh command. So guys, you have to be very careful here, because this fresh command just removed all the tables from your current database. So this command you can run if you are just setting the new project, but if the project is already set up successfully, so avoid using this command, because if you will use this command, so it will delete all the tables from your database, and it is recommended never run this command on running, or you can say production server, because unfortunately if you are running this command, so it will remove all the tables and all the data from your database, and you will not be able to recover it if you don't have the proper backup. So these precautions you have to take care while you are working in the production server. You should not use this migrate fresh command there in the production server. Now going to show you the migrate issues is fixed or not. So now you can see the migrate issue is not yet fixed. So going to run the same command again. Now this time you can see all these migrations are working properly, and you can see in the database it has created few of the tables. Going to show you. So here you can see failed jobs table is created, migration table created, password reset, password access token and users. So this is the user table guys we have to use for the purpose of authentication in our custom login and custom register module of this Laravel. So this table is created. Now we are moving to the next step. We are going to create one controller and view and the route mapping. So to create the controller, we need the artisan command here, that is nothing but php artisan make controller. Sorry, I missed the name of the controller. So here we have to give the name of the controller as well. So I am going to make it custom auth controller. So this controller is created successfully. So we can see this controller in the http folder. So you can see here inside the app folder there is a one http folder. So here you can see controllers. So this is the custom auth controller. So guys, we have created custom controller. So this part is done, you can see. Let me mark it this way. Now we have to create one model, user model. So this one we don't need, because the first time we run the migrate command, so that time Laravel already created this model for us. So this model is already created by Laravel itself. We don't need to create it. So we can use it for our purpose. So let me show you there where this is already created. So under the app folder, you will find model folder. So this one is the model folder. So here you can see user.php. So this model is already created. So this model only we are going to use for authentication purpose right now. So to use this model effectively, we have to import this model here in this line number 6. So that we are going to do. User app models, and this is the user model. So you can see here I just imported it here by the use keyword. Now in the controller going to create one method. So this method is going to be useful for login purpose. And in this method I am going to return a view. So in this view just passing the name of the login view, login, or you can say auth also if you want to make, so you can make the auth, or simple login is sufficient. And I am going to pass some data here, but this is not mandatory part, but it is a good practice to pass the data together to the view as well. So simply I am passing the title. This is not yet mandatory, but it is a good practice, part of practice you can say. Login. Now we have to create this view, login view we have to create. So where we can create the login view? So there is a one resources directory you can see. So inside this resources directory you will find views folder. So in this views folder, we have to create this login. So we are going to create separate folder for this login views. So let me make it auth. Now inside the auth, I'm going to create login.blade.php. So guys, you can see our login.blade.php is inside the auth folder. That is why instead of accessing it directly here in the controller, we have to use it with the auth folder because this view is pointing to the views folder. But inside the views there is a auth folder. So we have to go auth folder, then after login blade file there. Now you can see this controller's function index is connected with this login view. Now inside the login view, I am going to write something just for demonstration. Now let's see this is working or not. So here you can see we have the model, this part we done, and we have the login view already created just now. Now the route mapping is required. So for that we have to create one mapping in the route folder, so route file. So that route file is nothing but you can see here under the routes folder you will find one web.php. So this web.php is going to have all the routes whatever we need. So here I am going to create new route for the login purpose. So how we can do that? Route, and going to create controller. For this particular controller I am going to create the route only. So that controller we have custom auth controller class, and going to create one group so that all the routes related to this controller we will write in a single place. Now here we need to write function this way. I hope you can see it. So here we have to write the route. So what we need the get method first. So in the get method we are going to have login. So it will call the index method of this particular controller. So this way we have made it. So we can make it as login purpose. Now let's see is it working or not. So let me start this server again. So for that PHP artisan serve we need to write. Now it is started, you can see. So here in this URL we have to type login. So guys, you can see here we are successfully able to see the login page here. Now we have to create the view here. So I'm not going to describe you the way like how we can create the UI. So for making this video short, I'm just copying this login view page from internet and just going to paste it here. So that will be very simple bootstrap UI things you can see. So that I'm going to do it here. So guys, I am going to create one layout file for this view because we should have the layout, then only we should work there. So in the resources folder under the views I am going to create one folder that is layouts. So in the layouts folder I'm going to create another file main.blade.php. So this layout file we are going to use in our login and register page. So in the layout file I am going to use this set of code which I have already taken from internet. So now I'm going to make it here we can print custom login like that. This title we have set. Now we can see this part we don't need, so let me remove it. Let me make it. So first of all I'm going to create here the links for navigation purpose. So that two links I am going to create here first. login, and here we have to pass the route. So going to give the route name login. In the same way, I'm going to make another link for register. So we need this register route here. So these two route we need. So going to update this two name in the route.php, that is a web.php file. So here we have one route for login and other we are going to create for register. So obviously this is going to call register method and we can change this as a login method as well. And here you have to make a note. You need to create the name of the route, then only you can call that route method. Here you can see I have called the route method. So route method will look for this name. So in the route file. So here I'm going to create one name. Now it will work. In the same way, I have to create for this register. Now in this controller, we need two methods, login and register. So just see, is it there or not? So you can see here, we have index. So I'm going to make it login. And in the same way, I'm going to create another page that is register. So register module we will cover later, but for now we have to focus on the login only. So let me make it register. So we will look it later this way. Now here in the login method, you can see, so we have already created one template file that is the main blade.php. This is our layout file. So this navigation need in the both the page, that is why we have created this layout. Now for the particular module wise content we want to use display in the same layout. So for that we need to use at the rate yield directory. So this is the directory of blade template. So there are lots of directory like yield and extender, and there is a section and there is a guest. So all these set of directives I am going to cover in the upcoming videos. So for now I am going to use this yield directive. So inside this I am going to make content. So this is the hope, like we are going to get the section as a content, and that content section will come here and it will get presented there. So this way we have created this layout file. Now we are going to work on that, the login page. So this is the login, you can see auth. So here we have to extend the created layout. So how we can do that? So for that we need to use extend directive. So here we have to mention like from where we want that directive. So I am extending it from the layout.main what we have created before few minutes. Now going to write section. So here we can write content because in this layout file we have one yield directive which is looking for the content section, and here you have to end this section this way. So under this section we have to write whatever we need for this login purpose. So I'm going to make this very simple. So I just copied this code for login and password. So you can see how it is looking like. Now you can see this is looking like this. So let me make it very small. So this way we have just optimized this code. Now we have to do the customization here. So here you can see there is a form and there is a button. So that form I'm removing this action from here. Now in the button you can see submit button is there. So here we can make it login and the password is okay, fine, and the name here. So ID is mail. So in the same way you have to make a name email, and the password we need here. So that let me make it password first. So this login and password page we have created. You can see now it is looking like this. So after giving the email ID and password, we have to receive this in our controller. So how we can do that? So this is the point where you have to put your focus, because this is the place where you are going to implement the logic of this login concept. So going to write the code in the controller. So this is the controller. So here we have to receive that particular submit form submit data. So here I am going to write, firstly we need to check uh, which method we are going to use it. So here we need the request object, and in this request we have to check whether this is a post method or get method, because for the get route we are calling this login page to be displayed, and for the post we are going to log in, it is post method. So this way guys you can check whether this same method is called with the help of get method or post method. If this is post method, so it will work whatever we will write in the if block, otherwise by default it is loading this particular view. So inside this we are going to write the code. So first of all we will receive the email ID this way, and this email is nothing but you can say request, sorry, email. So this way we just receive the email ID, and we are going to receive the password as well. So these two things we have just received right now, and we are going to use it for authentication purpose. So how we can do that? So firstly, we have to check this particular username and password is available or not. But before that, before moving to this ahead, we need at least one record in the user table, then only we can log in it. So to put the record in the user table, right now you can see there is no record, so we are not able to log in. So first of all we need to work on that register module, then only we can create one entry there, and after that with the help of that entry we will be able to log in here. So I'm going to move to the register module, then after we will back again to the login module and we will work on that. Now let's see the same approach what we applied for login. We are going to create the controller already we have, and model we don't need. The common model we are using here, that is the user model. Login view we have, but for the register we don't have the view, so we are going to create another view for register. So there is nothing much to do, just copy the existing login page and paste it there itself, and you can make it just rename it and make it as register.blade.php. So here in the register module, simply I am going to replace few things here. So instead of this we can print the title, so every time we don't need to type it there. So the same thing we can apply in the login as well, this way. Database, from database let me see what we need for register. So for register we need the, can see the name, email ID and password. These three things we need. So going to create the form for those three fields here. So this is the email, this is the password. Going to create one more field, that is for, you can say, the name. So here we are going to have the name, ID is name. This ID is not that much required, but just for simplicity we are keeping it, and name. So this view we have created, you can see view is created, and now we are going to have the route. So already we have created the route for register in the few second back. So you can see here route register. So now going to access this page. there in the browser first. So after clicking the register, you can see it is showing the register page. So here we have to give the name, email and password. We have to register first, then after we can do the login. So in this video, this much guys, and I'm going to create the another episode where we are going to understand the register module and the remaining part of the login module. So till now, this much guys, and one last thing, if you are new to this channel, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of our upcoming episodes. And I hope you all are enjoying this series and learning lots. So keep it up and do regular practice. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching.